I started to feel sort of some back pain, and I spoke to the doctor and he said to me, well, you should get some physio treatment. For this particular physio, you had to lie on your stomach and they put one of those sort of vibrating weight things on your back to do whatever it's meant to do to ease things. And I went to lay on my stomach and I said, look, I'm feeling too sore here to lay down. And she said, oh, we'll flag the physio today. And I went home. And the following night, the pain was just getting so bad and I was sort of feeling so distended. I said to Diane, I think I need to go into hospital. Those surgeons came in and said, oh, well, they were going to operate immediately. And they did. And they took out a cyst, which was about the size of a large grapefruit as well. But when they came to talk to me afterwards about the operation, they said, oh, that was the good news, that we've removed that big cyst thing. The bad news is your abdomen is just riddled with cancer. They told me that I had lymphoma, but I just didn't have just any lymphoma. I had Burkitt's lymphoma, which is the most aggressive one that you can get. And so within an hour or two, they, after telling me that, they put me in an ambulance from North Shore Hospital across to the city. And I arrived there and was met by a Dr. Tim Hawkins, who was the head of hematology for Auckland Hospital. And he looked at me and looked at my chart and the information he had about me. And he apparently said to himself, this guy's not going to make it. And when Hawkins did speak to me a couple of years later about that day that I had arrived there, he said to me, I gave you a 1% chance of surviving. 1%. I don't think I was afraid. I don't think I was sort of scared or apprehensive at all, because I was strong in my belief that I would, get well. It was just, well, we've got to have chemo and all that, which they immediately tell you about. Well, sort of like, well, let's get on with it then. I went through chemo for many months and toed and froed to the hospital, and it was a real roller coaster. That recovery was a real roller coaster ride. I'd be in hospital for a few days undergoing chemo, and a lot of people that went through chemo and treatment while I was there, and during that period, a lot of those good folk passed away, and some of them quite young, and it was sort of quite distressing. When you're a Christian and you believe in God's word, you always have hope. He is our strength, and that like is in that little story about the guy walking along in the sand with the Lord, and he looked back and said, Lord, where were you? Because there was only one set of footprints. He said, it's because I was carrying you. The good Lord carried me through, for sure. Yeah, definitely. About 4 years on, I went back and Hawkins said, well, he said, you're 100% recovered. He said, I'm closing your file. I never want to see you again.
How'd that feel?
Oh. He said, you're amazing. I said, well, I give the Lord the praise for that. Yeah, for sure.